Hello, it's Sadie. I haven't done one of these in a little bit, but I was really guided to do weekly energy reading this week. It is March 23rd when I am filming this. So, in the cosmos, astrologically, there's a lot of big energy this week. We just had the Neptune in Aries conjunct the Sun in Aries yesterday on March 22nd, and on the 25th it's going to be Saturn in Aries conjunct the Sun in Aries. So there's a lot of big energy in Aries, a lot of big energy that is wanting you to move, to change, to start something, to get things initiated. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. Aries is like the child. So there's a lot of new energy coming in, but just like birth, this energy is very chaotic. Chaos was the card of the day, and we're seeing this in the world. The plane incident that happened, I think it was last night or this morning at LaGuardia. The other travel sort of delays and restrictions and just long lines and chaos all over the place, including everything that's erupting in the Middle East right now and everything that's taking place. There is a lot of chaos. And this time, unfortunately, is going to sort of be a little bit more chaotic. Aries season is significant for just sort of the timeline and where everything is moving towards for this year and years to come. And so this is a time where I was asking Spirit what I should talk about this week as far as the weekly energy reading, because yes, it's chaotic, but what should I focus on? And right before I came to sat down to do this reading, I went to the store to pick up a couple of things, and the line was very long. There was a guy who I could see, and I could just see on his face like how frustrated he was, and I started praying for him, just praying that he would be comforted, praying for any anger, anything that he was going through to be cleared, to be healed. I prayed for protection for everybody who was in line. I prayed for protection for myself. And by a weird sequence of events, because I wasn't in line, he was already in line. I got into line, he got out of line. And then he ended up like right next to me. And he had forgotten one more thing, and he was like, go ahead of me. And I'm like, no, it's okay, it's fine, like we're all in line anyway. So I like, all right, I'm already here waiting. I could wait a little bit longer. And he's like, no, go ahead of me. And then he got his one thing and he came back, and I let him back into the line. And he ended up paying for what I got. And he just, his whole like energy and demeanor changed. The fact that I just let him back in line at the place that he was. And what that interaction kind of showed me is that ooh, and I'm getting emotional, but like everybody's going through the chaos in one way or another. We're all fighting battles that maybe other people can't see, but other people can feel. Everybody's feeling this chaotic energy. But the light is so strong right now too. And the thing about chaos, the thing about darkness and the density that we live in this 3D reality, is that it wants your attention. It needs your attention. It needs to feed off your attention, because we are the creators. And so our energy, our attention feeds the chaos. But when you shift from the chaos to the light, to praying for people, to holding the light, to holding that space for people, it immediately shifts the energy in the environment. And I'm saying that because that is the message for this week. No matter how chaotic things seem, no matter how dark it looks, understand that when the sun is at peak in the sky, so when it's shining the most light, that's when the shadow it sort of casts the largest shadow. And that's kind of where we're at right now. Spiritually, energetically, the shadow is being seen. The shadow is wanting to be seen. It's wanting your attention because it's wanting to turn you away from the light. And part of this time period is really just focusing on that light, whatever that is. For me, it was prayer, because I'm always praying, but it was also like an act of kindness that ended up instantly bringing in an act of kindness back to me. That is the power of humanity. That is the power of our light. That is the power of the angelic realm. That is the power of your divinity. You don't have to wear crystals. I love my crystals. You don't have to wear crystals and like meditate every day and like be a perfect person to hold light. You just need to hold it and you just need to focus on it. And so that man and I talked a little bit afterwards, and he was buying like little like things for his kid, and I was saying, you know, I miss my kids being young because they're older now. And we had like this really beautiful like real moment, and then we went our separate ways. But it just showed me how much light there still is in this world, how much light we all carry, even when we're making mean faces and lying and we're frustrated and we're grumbling underneath our breath. Like, the light is still there. And the light is what, during these times of chaos, during these times of challenge, the light is what will sustain us. So this week with the astrology, again, a lot of energy in Aries. Aries is the god of war. Aries is sort of like, can be a violent energy. So you could see more of those things really increase this week. Also with some of the energies right now, a lot of financial instability and just things sort of being out of your control, okay? But what you can control, you can't control the external, but you can control what you focus on. And you can control how much light you want to emanate and spread and put into this world, because it's like instant karma. Saturn in Aries, you know, Neptune in Aries, this is energy of like instant karma. So what you put out into the world is what you are going to receive. And the more you just focus on, yes, there is all this stuff happening, right? But there's also so much light and so much love and so much to be grateful for, and so much that is good about this planet. And again, it's hard when we're in times like this, but it's the most important and valuable thing is just to hold on to that, to hold on to the light, to hold on to faith, to hold on to hope, to be grounded and centered within your truth, because that's what's going to protect you and sustain you during this time. All right. So with that, let's get into tarot. And I just grabbed any deck I saw, so I actually need to shuffle this one. All right. Higher self, Holy Spirit, guides, guardians, and angels of unconditional love, I say a prayer for everyone who will watch this video, that this week they are divinely guided and divinely protected in all ways, that they are kept safe and whole, even in the midst of chaos, even in the midst of challenge. They are able to focus on the light within themselves and the light that emanates in everything in this world, even if it's very dark to see and very hard to see, there is still light and there is still hope. I ask for your divine grace to bring in financial abundance and prosperity and stability to all who seek it at this time. I ask for your divine healing and love to bring in healing and love and peace to all who need it. All those who are suffering mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Help them see the light. Help them know your light. May all like-minded, light-hearted people find refuge within each other and within the community. And may we all just be protected and receive our highest good this week. And it is done. And interestingly enough, Chariot came out sideways, so this is like that travel disruption. It's funny, the energy right now feels like Mercury retrograde, even though we just finished Mercury retrograde, but it's like with travel situations, just this is not a great week to travel if you can avoid traveling. Also just expect delays, cancellations. Some may have unexpected car issues. Others might be stuck in a place where you can't get back to where you're wanting to be. Understand that is divine protection, even if it doesn't seem like it, even if it's highly inconvenient for you. You are divinely directed and protected at all times. And so if the energy isn't flowing and you're meant to sort of be halted in any way, understand that you standing still is what is for your best and highest good. All right. But there is abundance available. It's always available. The universe is infinitely abundant. And the more that you can focus on that, the more that you will receive abundance. I do feel though that with the Seven of Swords, there's a lot of deception. There's a lot of manipulation in the environment. So really use your discernment. What you hear, does it feel true to you? You know, we are what we consume. And so watch your consumption this week. And what I mean by consumption is not just like food and drinks, but I mean like the information that you're allowing into your auric field. It does program, it does influence. And so just be aware of what your field of influence is. Awareness is key for this week. And again, focus on the light, focus forward, focus on what you want to bring into your experience, because Neptune in Aries is an energy of bringing dreams into form. Using the power of Aries, that fire energy, to create your highest dreams, Neptune. So this is a week where focusing on your dreams and goals, even taking small steps, small action steps forward, or creating a plan is going to help to move you forward. Okay? Because we got the world. I gotta cover her up, but we are at a new timeline. I've been saying this since about last week. Right around the equinox, there was a massive energy shift. And this energy shift though is sort of like, I'm hearing that statement from Terminator 2, Linda Hamilton, who played John Connor's mom, Sarah Connor. She kept writing or saying, fate is what you make it. And that's kind of what I'm hearing for this week, is like, fate is what you make it. Life is what you make it. You can focus on the chaos. You can be consumed by the chaos, or you can focus on the light and allow yourself to emanate that light. It's all a fever dream is what Spirit's saying. I mean, and in a sense it is, because our reality is based upon our perception of it at any given time. You know, we do live in this matrix. We live in this Maya, the grand illusion. And part of understanding your place in that experience is understanding that you are a conscious creator and you can create your experience. And so this is an energy where there is a lot of expansion. There is a lot of ability to level up. There's a lot that can come in that's good, but you have to put your attention on it and take action as you feel guided. With the world too, one of the messages I was getting this week, because that volcano card, like I kept getting this image of the volcano. There could be fires, there could be eruptions, there could be some earth things that happen this week because of the energy. Understand that the world, the earth, Gaia herself is a living being, and she's also shifting and changing. And so really the best advice and guidance I can give and impart at this time is just really understand that everything is shifting. Allow your plans to be flexible and adaptable. Allow your life to be fluid at this time. There are things that are ending and closing out so that new beginnings can take place. Don't be afraid to step into the new, even if it's outside of your comfort zone, because it may very well be the key to bringing your desires and manifestations into fruition at this time. But yeah, this is like a fated turning point, a fated destined point for all of humanity. Definitely with this energy with the world and the Wheel of Fortune, there definitely could be something big that happens this week. Again, nothing I say is to elicit fear. My guides are always telling me though, to be forewarned is to be forearmed. When you're just aware that something could happen, you're better prepared for it. It doesn't take you off guard. It doesn't totally like ruin your foundation. You can still find balance within the chaos. You can still find balance and harmony, even if everything else is falling apart. And so this is just a time of like reflection, really focusing on, you know, where you're at right now, what you're feeling. Listen to your feelings. Your feelings are the barometer. Look at what's working, look at what isn't working. See the areas that you'd like to change for yourself personally, and start taking action, getting information, doing what you need to do to move in that direction, even if it's just praying and asking for guidance. This is the week to do so, okay? Anything else, Spirit? Yeah, this is the week to do so, because once it's time to move forward, all the doors will be open for you. Once it's time for you to step into something new, the energy is going to push you forward in that direction anyway. And so don't be afraid of what might be falling away and changing. Just keep focusing on the light, keep focusing forward. Whatever you can do to just emanate that light and hold that light for yourself and others, even if it's random acts of kindness for people. Understand that what you put into the world is going to come back to you tenfold. And so just keep holding the light. It's really enough. It's really enough. And it's so needed right now, because so many are focused on what's falling apart, what's ending, that they're not seeing that we're also at the same time creating something new. All right, final messages as it is setting, the sun is setting, it is dusk now. Final messages, Spirit, for this week. All the birds are coming out. All right, we got the thinking man. And again, that focus, he's focused on a crystal. So it's like focusing on spiritual practices, focusing on the things that help to bring you clarity, focusing on your spiritual gifts this week. Very, very helpful. Angel of love, holding that vibration of love within you, pouring that out into the world, however you feel called to do that. Also with the angel of love, there's a lot of healing, a lot of heart healing, a lot of healing energy coming through. There's that financial constraint. Yeah, I mean, listen, everything ebbs and flows. If you're feeling constrained financially right now, just know the energy is going to shift. And again, the more that you can focus on love, peace, gratitude, joy, just being so grateful for everything that you already have, because understand that the things that you have, even if you think you don't have much, there are people who are praying just to have what you have right now. And so when you can look at it from that perspective, it helps to see that you truly lack nothing. And you have the ability to bring in and create everything that you desire. Okay? This energy is coming up this week too. Not just collectively in the world where violence and anger and emotions are running high, but personally as well. So just keep a cool, calm head. Okay? Just understand too, not every battle is worth fighting. Some battles are literally sent your way just to distract you. So really be mindful and discerning of what you will and will not engage with this week. What deserves your attention and what doesn't. Because there is this like purposeful antagonistic energy right now that wants to, how do I want to say this? That wants to kind of bully or like sort of like, you know, what's that word? When you want to like control and like restrict, there's that energy right now where, again, collectively and individually, where people are dealing with it. One of my favorite creators on YouTube, Steve Noble, who does great meditations, is dealing with a lot of issues right now. And it's just like so many of us who are on this path are really being attacked. But again, darkness and that type of energy wants your attention. And so you just have to be adaptable, move around it, and focus on the light and focus on the good that you can do. And let go of trying to control what anything else is going to happen, but just controlling your responses in yourself. And that is the key to victory. That is the key to victory. All right. So with that, as the sun is setting, I am hopping off. I hope everyone has an amazing week. I will do the part 2 weekly, or not weekly, the part 2 predictions, because there is a lot coming through for what's to come. I'm hoping I'll get it done this week, but it might be next week. But I'll probably be on more for weekly energy readings, and I definitely will be on for prayer circle sometime later on this week or this weekend. All right. So sending everybody love. Have an amazing week ahead. Take care.